Well, hello everybody. This is Michael Jenkins with an update, kind of letting you know what happened last week at the state championship, basketball state championships. And if I seem a little bummed out today, it's really because I kind of am. It's always a sad time for me when basketball season is over. But it was a great weekend last weekend. I really enjoyed being up there, and I want to give you the winners and the results of last week's action at the Colonial Life Center in Columbia. In the Class 4A boys, last Friday night, Irmo was the Class 4A winner with a 65-46 win over lower state champ Goose Creek. On Saturday, oh, by the way, on the 4A girls last Friday night as well, was won by Dutch Fork as they got by Dorman by a score of 46-43. Looking at the Class 3A, 2A, and Single A, which all took place last Saturday in Columbia, the winners for Class 3A was Hartsville beat Eastside 65-62. And I'm going to tell you, folks, this was an absolute thriller from start to finish. Jalen Shaw, the superstar guard for Hartsville, made every big shot that he had to make for his team to win. The game went into overtime, by the way, and Shaw was at his best in overtime, making big shots, making big plays, which he has done all year long. To me, he's the player of the year in the state, Mr. Basketball, if you will. So, Hartsville 65, Eastside 62, and let me tell you something. Eastside was nothing to sneeze at in that game. They were unbelievable. They had huge people in the front court, 6'8" guy, 6'7" guy, big people coming off the bench. They were quite a handful for Hartsville, but again, Hartsville repeats. Class 2A boys, and this was an excellent one as well. Newberry faced off against Lake Marion High out of Santee, and Lake Marion in the last minute and change blew the doors off and won 91-82 in a game that was nip and tuck all the way. Lake Marion's a very talented team. They could have very well have been the most talented team in the state last year, and they are the Class 2A state champs. Congratulations to them. In the Single A boys, this one was a 64-54 win for Louisville as they knocked off Whale Branch, and I'm sure that Whale Branch, excuse me, had some players that were not able to play because they are a Seventh-day Adventist school. Quite a few of the kids are Seventh-day Adventists, and for what I understand, that religion doesn't allow them to participate in sporting activities on Saturdays. So I'm sure they probably missed one or two of their best players in that game, and they came up short in a pretty good game, by the way. In the Class 3A girls, that was won by Lower Richland as they knocked off Orangeburg Wilkinson 57-35, and the game was really not that close. Orangeburg Wilkinson was simply outclassed. Lower Richland was clearly the best team in the state, and they finished the year with an unbeaten record for the whole season. So congratulations to Lower Richland and head coach Debbie Stroman, who went to her 7th state championship, and she has won them all. Hello, 7 state championships. She's won them all. She's an unbelievable coach. In the Class 2A girls, Keenan handled Bishop England 46-41. This one was pretty tight as the girls' games went this weekend. And Bishop England was the defending Class 2A champs, but they were knocked off by Keenan. A very young Keenan team, by the way, that you should see more of in the next 2 years. In the Class Single A, this one was a rout, and the Hemingway Lady Tigers just ran roughshod over McCormick to cut the nets down for the first time since the mid-'90s. Overall, I had a great time. The crowds were outstanding. The play was, at least on the boys' side, was very good. The girls' games were not as close, but the last 2 weeks between the lower state and the state championships last Saturday, it was a great way to end the basketball season, if it has to end at all. In the coming weeks, I'm going to be talking about baseball for the most part, since that's now the order of the day, and some track and field as well. I want to kind of keep you up to date on all that's going on locally. Even though my passion is basketball, there are some other things out there that we must pay attention to. And I will be doing that, and I will be bringing it to you on a weekly basis. Have a wonderful, safe week. Later.